So far on this channel, I've had a lot of positive things, positive book reviews, just talking about books that we like, just fun little things like that. So I think we need to kick something off with something negative. So here are things, oh, you can't even see it, things and books I hate. So things and books that I hate. I literally made these slides yesterday, and so I might not even remember what I have up here. And hopefully you can even see what it says. Guys, that might be a problem. I can use my stuffed animal, my Squishmallows, as a little stand. Okay, so just let's just start. Let's just kick things off. Okay, starting off, we have enemies for the sake of being enemies. Like, what I mean by this is when an author writes a book and they're like, I want to be an enemies to lovers, but like, it just doesn't flow. It doesn't feel right. It's like, why are they enemies? Like you can tell, like they just are enemies for the sake of it being enemies to lovers. Like, guys, can we please do better? Can we please do better? Like, at least, and it's just like, you come up with like these stupid reasons to be enemies. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. It's like a little minor disagreement or something. It's like, nah, you're my enemy. Okay. Guys, like, we can tell when it's forced, but when it's not forced, it's so good. It's so good. Like, I love enemies to lovers, but enemies for the sake of being enemies, it's not where it's at. Okay? Next up, we have arguments for the sake of tension. And this is kind of the same thing of just like an argument that feels so forced and just like forced by the author, by these two characters to have an argument over nothing because they need to be tension. There needs to be some sort of like tension between these characters and like I don't even know what, but there's just an argument for the sake of it being an argument there, or like for the sake of there being like the second act breakup or something. Like it's always like, and then in like a fantasy series, it's always in the second book. It's always like we're gonna have them argue the entirety of the second book, so that there's like tension and there's like drama. How about we have an actual argument over something? Please, 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 guys, quit having arguments for the sake of tension. One is characters that are obviously going to die. Like, and I'm not talking about like, oh, this beloved character that is having a lot of more like I don't know, time or whatever. You're getting more of their backstory. Like, no, the characters that like you meet and they're obviously gonna die because there's this random side character that's talking about their family back home or whatever. They're dying next page, and it's like wrap it up, wrap it up. I don't have enough time and energy to cry over you. Like, you mean nothing to me. You're here for whatever. Like, oh, leave. Ugh, I just like there's something about a character that I read and it's like on that one page and they're like, I'm about to go propose to my girlfriend, and then they die. And I'm like, I have no sympathy for you. The next one is the first love interest. Guys, it's giving Adam Kent, it's giving Aspen, whatever his last name was, it's giving I don't know, Apollo even, like the first love interest, like I know when I meet the first love interest, I'm like, get out. Get out. We know there's a better guy coming along because every single time there's a first love interest, it's like, I'm your childhood best friend. I'm the man you're betrothed to. We know someone better is coming along and you're actually going to end up being horrible. Now, sometimes they don't always end up being horrible. Like, like Aspen wasn't actually horrible, okay? And Adam, he turned out fine in the end, but like, Apollo was just horrible. Locke, oh my gosh. Don't even get me started on Locke. Don't even get me started on Locke. I don't even get me started. Literally, there's the door for the first love interest. The next one is stupid nicknames. Like, this is another thing that feels just so forced by the author. It's like, oh, people like nicknames, let's add them to the book. Guys, there's some nicknames that work, okay? There's some nicknames that work, but other ones, dumb. Like, let me just give you a little example. In Fourth Wing, how Xaden is always like, her name's Violet. He's like, Violence? Violence, don't do that. That is a stupid nickname. Like, that, I laugh whenever I read that on the page. Like, Violence. Guys, if I had a boyfriend and he called me Violence, literally, we're breaking up. Get out. We're breaking up. But there's other nicknames like, oh, that works. That works. Like, if it's done tastefully. Like in Caraval, when Scarlet and Julian first meet, he calls her Crimson because either he forgot his name or he was just being whatever. And he calls her Crimson, and he was like, or she was like, it's Scarlet. And he's like, whatever. And then, that's the whole story with them. And then he calls her Crimson as like a little nickname afterward. Like, that works. Okay, that works. In the selection, when Maxon always calls America like dear, timeless. Okay, classic. My dear, perfect. But, shatter me, love, like, no notes, perfect. Violence? What is that? Honestly, to kind of go off of that, the next one is when the male love interest is brooding or the villain or a monster. Like, when he's always like, you don't want me. I'm the villain. I'm a monster. Oh my gosh. Nothing actually makes me more mad because it creates this tension or whatever. Like, this like, oh, dude, maybe I don't want him, but I still want him. Oh my gosh. And he's not even that bad. Like, oh, you killed some people? So, this is a fantasy book, okay? Everybody's killed everybody, okay? You're not special. You're not special. And then he's like, oh my gosh, like, I'm getting mad right now. I'm getting mad thinking about it. Whenever he's just always like, I'm the monster. I'm a monster. It's giving, you ever seen that one video of the guy in school and he's like, people around here, they call me a villain. Like, that's what it's giving. Okay? That's what it's getting. The next one is something else I mostly ever only see in fantasy books again, but it is enemies to lovers to enemies. And then eventually maybe they go back to lovers. I don't care. You already lost me. Okay, you lost me whenever, like, okay, oh, they got together, blah, blah, blah. Back to enemies? What was the point? What was the point? Literally, you lost me. You lost me when you made them back. Because then it's just like, again, tension, like arguments for the sake of tension, now we're back to enemies. Literally, leave. Leave right now. And the next one is basically like, you will not find a reader alive who likes this in books. Miscommunication. Again, arguments for the sake of tension, that kind of goes along with that. Miscommunication. Like, if you two would actually just talk to each other, or maybe say, hey, like if they saw their like boyfriend or girlfriend or doing something with somebody else, and then it creates this whole thing of like, oh my gosh, maybe they don't like me. Literally just ask them. So like, hey, what were you doing? 50 pages, 100 pages of worth of argument gone. We don't need that. Communicate. Communicate. This one is actually, like, I feel very strongly about this one. It's when the characters are too young. Like, when I'm reading a book and I'm reading, like, for example, I read the Legend series, like, it was years ago. And so I think I was actually, like, I was in middle school, I think, when I read the Legend series. And so I was younger than 15 when I read it. And the main characters in those books, at least in the first book, are 15 years old. And I thought that was really old when I was younger. Now, looking back, why on earth did whoever the author was writing a book about two 15-year-olds? Okay, whatever, but then they gotta get into a relationship and they gotta, like, kiss and stuff? Guys, we don't need to be making 15-year-olds kiss for no reason. Let's just stick with the whatever. That whole series was actually low-key whack. Guys, I'll think about that series. That series was actually whack. Because then, so what's her face? June, the main girl, she was 15 years old, and this is a whole dystopian universe in the future, whatever. she gets like betrothed or she gets engaged to this 20-year-old. So I think the author was like Loki on crack. She was writing that in the dark because we didn't know what we were doing then. All right, this next one is I doesn't really affect me because I don't do this often, but is actually the main reason why I don't. Horrible audiobook readers. Like that is honestly the main reason why I don't listen to audiobooks because most of the time they don't go with whatever I think the characters sound like in my head. And so but if the audiobook reader is horrible, like if it's a book and then it's like this girl and she's reading and she adds the same like inflection onto the end of every sentence, like I walked into the room and I sat down on the couch and then I turned the TV on. Like, you lost me, you lost me. I'm no longer into this story. All I'm hearing is grating, your annoying grating voice. This next one isn't really like, in books, kind of like the last one, but it's just a part of the book. The tiny print and thin pages combo. Because I pick up a book, I go to the bookstore, I pick it up, and I'm thinking, this is like 300 pages, 400 pages max. I open it up to realize thin, invisible pages. It's actually like 700 pages. And then we got the tiny print, so like it's actually worth 800 pages, and it's like this big. I don't care how much I love the book, it's gonna take me forever to read it, and I feel like I'm never moving on, and I'm gonna be bored. I'm gonna be bored. And so, let's just, I don't care. I would rather read a book that's this big and have the pages be normal size and the print regular. Thank you. The next one is really long fight scenes. Like, not like arguments, but like hand to hand combat. I get whenever there's like a battle going on in a fantasy book or something, and it takes like a couple of chapters to get through this entire battle. But like hand to hand combat, just like sparring scenes, or they're like just fighting, whatever, in this last like 10 pages, like, I already am not understanding anything that's going on actually. Like, that's just a me thing. Like, I just can't envision actually people fighting. That's all I see actually. So like, oh, I can maybe get, I can maybe imagine that. I can maybe like, oh, right hook. That's a right hook. I'm pretty sure. But just really long fight scenes that just last forever. I'm like, let's move on. Let's move on. I'm skimming this. I'm skimming this. This next one is actually funny to me to say out loud, but it's when he had an abusive dad. Do you know how many books I have read? Like, when the main, like, male main character or male love interest, oh my gosh, he had an abusive dad. He has a horrible life. That's why he's so depressed or something. Actually, wrap it up because think of something else to make his past more tragic other than the fact that his dad abused him. I have read so many books. Like, I actually cannot tell you how many books I have read where the main male love interest or main male character or whatever it is, he had an abusive dad. Actually, so many books. Can we please find a new plot point? Like, sometimes it works, okay, sometimes it does. But it's like, it's so overdone, I feel like now. Ugh. This is another one I feel very strongly about. Authors who promote their books just by its tropes. Like, if I go on the internet, I'm scrolling and it's like this author and they're sitting there like, read my book. It has enemies to lovers. It has the nightmare trope. It has this, that, and the other. It has forced proximity. Literally, I'm not reading that now. You spoiled everything, first of all. And if I feel like if you're an author and the only thing you care about is writing tropes into a book, you're just pumping out all the popular tropes, I don't actually care anymore. I like little like ooh fun stuff. Like, I like tropes when they happen, but not whenever it's just like the only thing I can tell the only thing the author cared about was pumping out as many tropes as they wanted in this book. So yeah. This next one will actually never cease to make me laugh when I read it in a book, but it's scents that don't make sense or when they smell like too many things. If I'm reading a book and the main girl, she's describing like the guy that she likes or whatever, or just another character by, she's like, oh my gosh, he smells like, and then they list like a bunch of things, and it's just like too many things. Like, he smells like apple and pine wood and long walks on the beach. Like, it always something like that, like, that also like doesn't make any sense. Like, I once read a book, like, she was like, he smells like wind and sweat. It's so comforting. Okay, so first of all, wind doesn't have a smell. Second of all, you're saying he stinks? That one, like, he smells like snow.
That doesn't have a scent, babe.
Like, I don't know, like, can we please, like, it makes sense when it's like he smells like one thing. He smells like whatever his soap is, like, I don't know, pine or something, but it's always like, he smells like a chair. A wooden chair. What does that mean? This is another one that's not a part of, like, in a book about the story, but it's just, like, the book itself. But that is solid color sprayed edges. Like, already I kind of have a love-hate relationship with sprayed edges, but whenever I see a book that is just a solid color sprayed edge, no ma'am. No ma'am. There's actually new color that you could just solid color sprayed edge it that is not gross looking to me. Add a design. Add a design. Please, I'm begging you. Because sometimes those are pretty. Like, if I see a book with a pretty colored sprayed edge, I'm not gonna not buy it, even though I kinda don't like sprayed edges, but I'm not gonna not buy it because, like, oh, the sprayed edge is pretty. But if I see a book that I want and has solid color sprayed edge, I'm not buying that. I don't care how badly I want that book. I am not buying that book. Oh, so we're actually done. I thought I had more in there, but there's actually definitely way more things in books that I actually just hate. So if you're interested in seeing more of that, just like and comment down below, I guess. Guys, I hope this was fun to watch. It was fun to make these, it was fun to think of all the things that I hated and also just talk about them. So yeah, come back. I hopefully get this posted by Wednesday, but it could possibly be Thursday when I post this. But come back next Wednesday. Follow me on Fable, all of that, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. Okay, that was actually cringy. Oh my gosh, no!